Against Huber and Seidl of Austria. The second match in Pool E at the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships for these two teams. And it's the Austrians who start with the first point. Big presence at the net of Robin Seidl. Got up really well here and caught it going back down. Daniel Lupo just didn't have the elevation to beat him. And that's much better, certainly had the elevation that time, Daniel Lupo. Over the top of the blocker at the net and getting Italy on the board. Lupo attacking again, this time off the fingertips of the blocker, Robin Seidl. And out of bounds for an Italian point, so successful on their first serve. And they have their first lead. Plenty of power on that one, and Lupo couldn't get out of the way. The ball out of bounds, but it took a touch off the Italian. We'll see it here. Just off the side of the head, maybe even just the cap, but it was enough. Yeah. That one just finds the line, does it? No. Well, there was a flag raised to say that the ball was out, although I think they're going to give it to the Italians here. It looked to me like it touched the line. Very tight one, very tough one to call, but it's Italy who get the benefit of the doubt. That one certainly is out. And Alexander Huber's not too happy right now. Italy earning the first 2-point advantage. You might be able to hear the complaints from the two Austrians, Huber and Seidl, and the officials are going to discuss things before again communicating with the team. I think they are saying it got a touch.
This rule, it's not the right rule. If he's in the action, he cannot touch the net. It doesn't matter.
The point goes Italy's way. A chance for them to build the first bit of momentum. A chance that they failed to take the first long serve of the match. So Austria back within one at the first change of ends, 7 points in. Italy leading 4-3. Very well done by Lupo. We've seen him place a couple like that already over the top of the blocker and cross court into that open space. It's Lupo on serve. Big presence of Nicolai at the net, and again, how about that from Paolo Nicolai? Putting up the big Italian wall in the face of Alexander Huber. Not once, but twice. And there's the run. 3 of the last 4 points for the Italians. 5 of the last 7. They have started to create a bit of a gap. Austria getting one back, though. Very well dug out by Alexander Huber, and then it got a touch along the way, so his defensive diligence has paid dividends. Able to get there, then able to get back up, and took a touch off the fingertips of Nicolai. Austria back within one, back-to-back points for them. Down the line. Again, it's Lupo's on hand. Very efficient right now, Daniele Lupo. Seems to have his sights well set today. And again, wonderful placement. Both of the Austrians towards this near side of the court, but he still found the gap. Over the top of Seidl, and just inside the line. Seidl was hoping to cover the far side of the court, went the other side of the block. And there is the big presence of Nicolai at the net again. Italy building up steam. Paolo Nicolai, one of the finest talents in the sport right now, at the net, causing the damage. It's a dangerous combination. The precision placements of Lupo right now, and the dominating presence at the net of Nicolai. And the serve long from the Italians, just to allow Austria to close the gap back to 3. Now the challenge for them is building some momentum to get back level and closer to Italy. Let's see if they can do that here. Well, they've answered back with a serve off the mark themselves, so Italy re-established their 4-point advantage, leading 10-6. Big run up for Huber, well saved by Lupo. And the presence at the net this time comes from Seidl. They haven't won too many at the net, Austria. Lupo opted for power that time. He's been very efficient placing those attack hits. This time the power didn't pay off. Hashtag FIVB World Champs at the bottom of your screen there. You can get in touch with us, join the conversation here at the Beach Volleyball World Championships. Lupo back in business in tremendous fashion, right over the left hand of Robin Seidl that was stretching to try and get there, and right back into the corner. Another long serve though, and they will want to correct that as this match and this tournament progresses. There's 3, I believe, of the Austrians' 8 points needlessly perhaps presented to them off the service errors. And there goes Lupo again. No, they will be disappointed in that. Alexander Huber well positioned. It didn't really have the power from Lupo, but he got the point. When it's going your way, it's going your way. That's very well done from Huber. Lupo-esque placement, and he gets the final point before the technical timeout, so Austria are able to close the gap to 3, down 12-9. They've been doing well so far. They have that 3-point lead, but they have given up a few of those needless points off of service lapses in judgment. They will want to iron out those mistakes, but looking very good at the net, and with Lupo's precision and placement, they've had the better of those two in the early exchanges in this first set. If you're new to the sport, it is best of 3 sets. First 2 sets up to 21. You have to win by 2 clear points, and the third and decisive set, if necessary, is first to 15. SS Rotterdam sailed across the pond for over 4 decades until the start of the new millennium, providing a spectacular backdrop. And there's a pretty spectacular view on court right now as well.
Ja, dit is een grote applaus van de fantastisch dames. Gaan wij jongens verder in de stand, zoals gezegd 12-9 in het voordeel van Italië.
(12-9). Nicolai and Lupo lead. Big time attack hit that time from Nicolai. For the most part, he's been leaving that up to Lupo in this first set, but he shows that he's got the power as well as the placement. Italy lead by 4 again. Austria respond. And this time, Nicolai's presence at the net not enough. They found a way around the big frame of the Italian #1 just down the line from Alexander Huber. The two teams exchanging points right now. And Austria give one right back to Italy. For some time now, it's switched between a 4-point and 3-point Italian lead. Let's see if they can extend that to 5 here. Daniele Lupo on serve. And long from him too, so back-to-back lapses in judgment on serve from either team. And once again, the pattern continues, and let's see if Alexander Huber can break it and get Austria within 2. Lupo placing it right to the corner. Did it catch the fingertips of the blocker? Didn't matter. Huber long, and it was well left by Lupo, and Italy have the 5-point advantage, the largest lead of the set so far. And finally that pattern is broken. Back-to-back Italian points to stretch the lead. We're going to have a timeout called by the Austrians, Huber and Seidl. They want to talk it over before this Italian lead grows. They want to try and slow the momentum of the Italians, who lead 16-11. 5 points away now from taking the first set in a match that, if they win, would put them into the next round already, with one match still to come. And it would leave Huber and Seidl in real trouble, hoping to become one of the 8 best third-place teams from the 12 pools in the first round of this FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships.
Ja, also ist jetzt nicht mehr so wie am Anfang, so dass schwache Ball spielt. Dabei, weiß nicht. Und Dreier steigt er nicht mehr ein.
Nicolai and Lupo, if they do get the win today, would have to wait perhaps another hour or so to know that their place in the next round was absolutely assured. Barring a humongous upset this afternoon when Salinas and Tobar take on defending world champions Brouwer and Mayosen, the win will put Nicolai and Lupo through to the round of 32. There's a long way to go yet. Nicolai nudges them a little bit closer to this first set, 17-11. In fact, the point's gone the other way, 16-12. So Austria get the point this time. Let's see what happens. It didn't take a touch off the Austrian as it came back off the block, so the point goes the way of the team in red. And the block from Nicolai out of bounds. And the serve out of bounds too from the Austrian, so it is now 17-12. Nicolai there at the net again, but once more out of bounds off the block. So tall, Paolo Nicolai, 6'8", 203 centimetres. And getting his fingertips to that one, but not able to direct it back on target. Certainly got that one on target. He got right over the top of it, put up a ceiling. Almost, there was no way through. Towering lead from Paolo Nicolai. Italy 3 points away from taking the first set. What a thumping serve from Nicolai, the ace for the Italians, and they move within 2. Well, that's what the height can bring as well. If all of the elements come together at once, the height, the power, the precision, right down the middle of the 2. That serve had a bit of everything. Austria get one back, and they've got a long way to go. 5 down still. Lupo, second time lucky after the first one was blocked. And Italy lead by 6, and they have 6 set points here. Went for power that time, too hot to handle for Huber. Nicolai at the net, yet again. The combination in that first set for the Italians, the precision of Lupo on the attack hits, the blocking and presence at the net of Nicolai. They were able to take the set in pretty comfortable circumstances in the end. If anything, Nicolai's presence growing throughout the course of that first set. The first set that the Italians take 21-14, and they move now potentially 1 set from the round of 32. So Nicolai and Lupo take the first set, 21-14. This is how they've done it. Very good on the serve, and a couple more errors from Huber and Seidl as well. And the blocks there, Nicolai providing a huge presence at the net, making it ever so difficult for the Austrians to find a way around. They'll have to find more of a route around in this second set. Otherwise, they will be potentially on the brink of elimination if they suffer back-to-back defeats to start this tournament. 12 pools of 4 teams each in both the men's and women's competitions. And the top 2 from each of those pools go through to the round of 32, along with the 8 best third-place teams, separated by points. And then what a rally this is. We'll come back to that in a second. Finished off emphatically by Nicolai. Highlight reel play to start the second set. The Italians get it in the end after some really diligent defensive work from Huber and Seidl. But Nicolai put them to the sword eventually. There'll be plenty of maths to be done tomorrow, perhaps, in determining those 8 best third-place teams. For now, the equation is pretty simple. Nicolai and Lupo closing in on a place in the round of 32. Huber and Seidl trying to come up with a comeback win here. That would really shake up Pool E. For now, though, it's the Italians who are looking confident. No doubt about it, if Huber and Seidl were to lose here today, they would have to win their final game in the group against the Chilean Salinas and Tobar to have any chance of being one of those 8 best third-place teams. Well, that one's out, and Huber's saying it got a touch off Nicolai. It's not the case, though. The point goes the way of the Italians. Disappointment on the face of Alexander Huber. Well, they're so much quicker around the court because they are smaller. They're able to get to those and more nimble to dive around and try and prolong the rallies, but ultimately Nicolai and Lupo have just had too much so far. That one just finding the line, so let's have a look at it again here. Difficult to tell on that one. The line judge said that it caught the line. No queries about that one from Daniele Lupo. Italy back in front by 2, 4-2 early on in this second set. Beautifully angled away from the Austrian at the net. Yeah. So as was the case in the first set, the Austrians get the final point before the first change of ends and get within 1, down 4-3. You see Lupo just moving out the way of that one. He was going across to try and cover the space on the near side of the court. Instead it went down the line, and Austria have the chance to get level. Power from Nicolai again. When it's set to him like that, get out of the way. Little chance of stopping it. He found the eye of the needle right between the two. Oh, there he is at the net. Towering high again. This is a player that was honoured as the World Tour's most improved player in 2012. And then as the Tour's best offensive player last season. And he's certainly one of the biggest talents in world beach volleyball right now. Serve long though. So Austria back within 2. There would need to be some performance from them now, can you imagine? Well, that's the way to start with it. The first ace of this contest from Robin Seidl for the Austrians. After Nicolai had one a little earlier in the set. How about the placement from Lupo again? He's shown a wonderful range of attack hits so far. Able to lob both of the Austrians. Alexander Huber's radar a little askew. Trying to slice it back across to the near side of the court. Wasn't able to get it over the net. So Italy have a 3-point advantage. And we're going to have a timeout with the Italians leading 8-5. Huber and Seidl looking to slow the Italians' momentum with this break. And a set that they need to win in this match, having lost the first 21-14, down 8-5 in the second. And the Italians just starting to find their flow. And that is an ominous thought for Huber and Seidl. Not too many discussions between the pair. It's more just a break that they need perhaps to try and slow that momentum that Nicolai and Lupo are building. There's a crowd that's building as well throughout the day. And expect it to get pretty busy in this arena for the next match when the defending world champions from Holland, Brouwer and Meyerson, are in action. It was a fantastic atmosphere for their opening match of these world championships here yesterday. This arena almost packed out. Nicolai at the net, and the block finds the line. And Italy lead by 4, so the timeout called by the Austrians does little to stop that momentum. They just haven't been able to find a way around it. Well, Huber does that time though. Little dink shot over the top. Instead of trying to go for the power, he goes for the placement. Nicolai's fingertips very nearly there though. The block from Seidl carrying it out of bounds. Italy are on a roll right now. Just the odd one from the Austrians that are finding their way into the Italians' court. For the most part, Italy looking fairly comfortable. Although that one finds the line from Huber. 2 of the last 3 points for him now. They need him to continue in that kind of form. Austria down by 3. That's not what they needed when they were looking to build momentum. 2 of the last 3 points before that from Huber, and very well worked as well to beat the big frame of Paolo Nicolai, but then the serve, and Italy back up by 4.
Cut! Yes!
That's much better from Robin Seidl. Had to clip the top of the net to beat Nicolai here, but he just found a way past. Fantastic placement from Lupo again. The defensive diligence of the Austrians was to be admired, but it was to no avail. The placement almost beat both men straight away, but somehow Huber was able to get there. Seidl getting there too. They had to put an awful lot in on that point, Austria, just to keep it alive.
En straks in de volgende wedstrijd zijn we enorm chauvinist, maar nu een beetje van Oostenrijk. Dus,
a mouthful of sand as well for Alexander Huber.
En er wordt wat zand uit de ogen gehaald.
And certainly not without fight. They need to fight now, down 12-8. And facing the prospect of going down 0-2 at the start of these World Championships in Pool E. It's another long serve from Nicolai. It's a problem that's been present throughout the contest for the Italians, hasn't really harmed them so far, as the technical timeout is reached in this second set. The girls come out onto the court. It's Nicolai and Lupo who lead 12-9 after taking the first set 21-14, looking fairly comfortable right now, and 9 points away potentially from a place in the round of 32. Although they'll have to wait to confirm if Brouwer and Meyerson can get the job done against Salinas and Tobar, the Chileans, in the match that follows this one. And Huber and Seidl at the moment facing the prospect of a second defeat, back-to-back defeats to start the competition, which will leave them needing a win against Salinas and Tobar in their final match to try to finish as one of the 8 best third-place teams in the pool round.
Playing the on the court, ladies and gentlemen, start of the second part of this second set. 9-12. Serve.
How about that? Not just the power from Nicolai, but he points at his teammate because he knows that the set from Daniele Lupo was right on the money. He had to set it from quite deep on the court. And it was perfect, right up above the net. Nicolai took full advantage. Look at the defense from Lupo this time. Tremendous rally here. Nicolai hoping to finish it off and does off the fingertips of the block. A big cry of frustration at the net from Robin Seidl, who did everything he possibly could to try and prevent the Italians' point there. Tremendous rally, full of quality, defensive and offensive play. In the end, Nicolai's power just too much. We were able to find a way almost through Paolo Nicolai on that occasion to get Austria back within 4. Lupo with the delicate hands, the soft touch to place it. Italy lead by 5 again. How beautiful was this? That one's fallen down on the wrong side of the net as far as Nicolai's concerned. He seems to be well positioned. Perhaps not close enough to the net, and the Austrians able to squeeze it down between the body of their opponent and the net. And the serve well too long, too powerful from Seidl. Italy 5 points away. As a pair, they've managed 9 podium placements and 11 Final Four finishes, the Italians, since teaming up back in 2011. Just missed out on a Final Four finish at the last Olympic Games in London. And as Nicolai comes up with another big block again. And he finished 5th at those games, knocked out the defending Olympic champions along the way. And they're a team that's getting better and better, and becoming more and more of a presence in the world game. And certainly a team with aspirations of reaching the podium here in Holland. Lupo unable to prevent that one. Austria get a point back, but there's a sense of inevitability about this one now. Italy just 4 points away from taking the match in straight sets. Austria will need to come up with a remarkable finish here. Against no disrespect to them, a higher quality, more powerful team. Oh, very well done. Lupo tied up in knots as he tried to reach that one from Robin Seidl. Started going towards his right, came back across towards his left. Great anticipation from Seidl. Nicolai going for the set, Lupo going for placement again. The impressive thing from his game today has been the array of attack hits. We've seen the dinks to short, the lobs to long, the power down the line, across the net. Seen a bit of everything from Daniele Lupo.
Cut, Ruby!
Somehow the Italians have been able to keep this one going. And they win the point too. It's long from Huber, who I think is saying got a touch. And the point goes the way of the Italians, who move within 2 of taking this in straight sets. And the big man, Nicolai, able to get there, and then Lupo too. Both of them having to dive to the floor. And it paid dividends in the end as they won the point. Now a lovely placement from Robin Seidl over the top of the towering Paolo Nicolai. Those two have been teaming together since 2009. Best finishes on the World Tour have been a bronze medal at the Fuzhou Open in 2013, a 4th place finish here in Holland and The Hague that same season. Plenty of experience together, but against a team that are just too strong right now. And that spike was too strong from Lupo, and Italy have 6 match points. And quite appropriately finished off at the net by Paolo Nicolai. Italy take their 2nd match of these World Championships in straight sets, as they did the first. Very impressive performance indeed from the reigning European champions, and the tournament 5th seeds take it 21-14, 21-14, and get a very warm ovation from the crowd here. They really appreciate the quality that we've just seen from a dynamic and dangerous duo of Paolo Nicolai and Daniele Lupo. Finished off by the block of the big Nicolai, but perhaps even more impressive throughout the course of that match, the range of attack hits from his partner Daniele Lupo. And they look to be a force to be reckoned with here. And perhaps in around an hour or so, they will have their place in the round of 32 confirmed, barring a humongous upset this afternoon when Salinas and Tobar take on the defending world champions Brouwer and Meyerson. They would become the first team into the next round here at the World Championships. And this is how they've done it here today. Straight sets win, 21-14, 21-14 in a pretty quick time. And we can get some reaction from the winning team. Paolo Nicolai and Daniele Lupo stood courtside.
Looking good, guys. 2nd win already.
Yeah, we are playing very well in this tournament. Today we play hard, we stay focused on the match for all the match. So we are very happy because now it's sure that we are in the round 1.
Daniele, did everything go according to plan?
Yeah, we are so happy because we play better day by day, and we are so happy.
So one more match, Paolo.
Yeah, one more match with one of the best teams that we are in the World Tour. So it's good because it's a good test for the round 1, round 2, and we hope so that we can go home.
Thank you.
Well, what a match that should be. The final match for Nicolai and Lupo up against the defending world champions, but they are 2-0 here at the World Championship so far. They've taken all 4 of their sets, 21-14. Very impressive start indeed from the European champions, and they are closing in now on a place in the next round. There's a look at the pool. 2 wins from 2, both in straight sets for Italy. And the Netherlands duo of Brouwer and Meyerson will try and join them there in just a few minutes' time. But those 2 teams looking very strong indeed.